Hello, everyone, and welcome back to English in Moments. I'm Elena, your host, and I'm thrilled you're here. Have you ever felt a sudden awkward silence when speaking English? Do the words disappear just when you need them most, leaving you feeling frustrated and misunderstood? You're not alone. Many English learners know the words and grammar, but struggle to make their message land in real conversations. It's like having a full toolbox, but not knowing how to build anything. Today, we're not just opening the toolbox. We're giving you the blueprint to master your communication skills in English. This isn't just about knowing what to say, but how to say it with confidence, how to truly understand others, and how to connect authentically. We'll unlock 10 powerful strategies that will transform how you interact. Whether you're a beginner taking your first steps or an advanced learner navigating complex discussions. Imagine your English conversations flowing effortlessly, your ideas understood perfectly, and your confidence soaring. That's what's possible when you master communication skills. Get ready to elevate your English far beyond just grammar rules. Let's dive in. Why communication skills are your ultimate English superpower. At any stage in your English journey, from your very first words to advanced fluency, communication skills are your ultimate advantage. Knowing individual words and grammar is a solid foundation, but true mastery and sounding genuinely natural comes from effective communication. Think about it. You might know a lot of vocabulary, but if you can't arrange it clearly, you'll be misunderstood. You might understand individual sentences, but if you don't grasp the underlying message or emotion, you'll miss the true point of a conversation. You might be able to answer questions, but if you can't ask insightful follow-up questions, the conversation might quickly die out or feel one-sided. Mastering communication skills in English means bridging the gap between simply speaking and truly connecting. It's about being able to express your ideas with precision and clarity, understand others fully, even with different accents or styles, navigate diverse social and professional situations with confidence, build stronger relationships, and foster better collaboration. These skills are universal, and applying them consciously in English is your fast track to feeling truly fluent, natural, and powerful in any interaction. Let's break down these 10 powerful skills. For each, I'll explain its importance, show you how it works in English, and give you a chance to practice. Skill 1. The power of active listening. Beyond just hearing. Active listening is more than just letting sounds enter your ears. It's about fully processing, understanding, and showing the other person you are engaged and truly comprehending their message. This is vital in English because it helps you understand different accents, fast speech, and variations in pronunciation. Grasp nuances, implied meanings, and even idioms. Avoid misunderstandings, build rapport, and make the speaker feel valued. How to practice active listening in English. Give your full attention, remove distractions, make eye contact. This signals you are ready to listen. Don't interrupt. Let the speaker finish their thought completely. Use verbal and nonverbal cues. Show you're following along with phrases like I see, right, uh-huh, and by nodding or maintaining eye contact. Paraphrase or summarize to confirm understanding. Briefly restate what you heard in your own English words. Example phrases. So, if I understand correctly, you're saying that. It sounds like you're feeling a bit frustrated about. Ask clarifying questions. If something is unclear, ask open-ended questions. Example. Phrases. Could you elaborate on that point? What exactly do you mean by? Let's practice active listening. Listen to this statement. I've been feeling quite overwhelmed lately because my work project deadlines are all piling up at the same time, and I'm finding it challenging to manage everything efficiently. How would you paraphrase what you just heard? Try saying it out loud using a phrase like, so if I understand correctly. Excellent. This simple act significantly improves your comprehension and connection. Skill 2. Clarity and conciseness. Be understood, not just heard. Clarity means delivering your message in English in an easy to understand way, without ambiguity. Conciseness means using just enough words to convey your message effectively, avoiding unnecessary details or rambling. This skill is crucial for all levels. It means choosing the most precise vocabulary for your level, structuring your sentences logically, avoiding overly complex grammar when a simpler construction is clearer. How to practice clarity and conciseness in English. Use simple, direct language first. Ensure your core message is understood with simpler terms before adding complexity. Avoid unnecessary jargon. Explain things in plain English unless speaking to someone in your specific field. Focus on one idea. Per sentence, break down complex explanations. Practice summarizing your point. Can you explain your main idea in one or two clear sentences? Pre-think your message. Take a brief moment to organize your thoughts on important topics. Let's practice clarity. Here's a complex idea. The primary objective of the cross-functional departmental initiative is to optimize resource allocation across various project portfolios, thereby enhancing overall operational efficiency and facilitating synergistic collaboration among team members. How would you simplify that into one clear sentence? Say it out loud. Fantastic. This skill makes your English much more impactful. Skill 3. Nonverbal communication. Speak without words. Much of our communication happens without a single word being spoken. Your body language, facial expressions, eye contact, and tone of voice often convey more than your vocabulary. For English learners, understanding and using these cues is critical because nonverbal cues can clarify or contradict your spoken words. Cultural differences in nonverbal communication can lead to misunderstandings. Appropriate nonverbals enhance your perceived confidence and engagement. How to practice nonverbal communication in English. Maintain appropriate eye contact. In most English-speaking cultures, this shows interest and trustworthiness. Adopt open body posture. Uncross your arms, face the speaker, and lean slightly forward. This shows you are receptive. Match your tone to your message. Practice varying your tone, warmth for friendly conversations, seriousness for important topics, enthusiasm for exciting news. Practice smiling and nodding. These are universal signs of agreement, understanding, and friendliness. Observe others and record yourself. Watch native English speakers. How do their nonverbals match their words? Then record yourself speaking, paying attention to your own body language and tone. Let's practice nonverbal cues. Imagine you are saying, "That sounds interesting." Now say it again, but with genuine enthusiasm. Then try saying it with a skeptical or bored tone. Feel the difference your nonverbals make. This helps you understand the power of communicating beyond words. Skill 4. The art of asking. Effective questions keep the conversation flowing. Moving beyond a simple yes-no questions and learning to ask open-ended, insightful follow-up questions is a cornerstone of great communication. It helps you deepen conversations and gather more information. Show genuine interest in the other person. Keep the conversation from dying out or becoming a monologue. Clarify information and fill comprehension gaps. How to practice. Asking effective questions in English. Embrace open-ended questions. These invite more than a yes or no answer. Start with who, what, when, where, why, how, and tell me about. Use follow-up questions. Build on what the other person just said. Example phrases: tell me more about that. Could you elaborate on what you just mentioned? Show genuine curiosity. Your questions should come from a place of real interest. Practice clarifying. Questions: if you didn't quite understand something, ask for clarification. Example: when you said flexible, did you mean flexible hours or flexible tasks? Let's practice asking questions. I'm going to make a statement. I just finished a really challenging project at work that took me months. What's an open-ended question you could ask to learn more? Say it out loud. Excellent. Effective questions make you a truly engaging conversationalist. Skill 5. Empathy and perspective taken. Connecting on a deeper level. Empathy in communication is about understanding and acknowledging the other person's feelings, experiences, and viewpoint, even if you don't fully agree. This skill is crucial for building rapport and resolving conflicts. It helps you build trust and stronger relationships, de-escalate tension, and resolve misunderstandings. Show you genuinely care about the other person's experience. How to practice empathy and perspective taking in English. Listen without judgment. Try to fully understand their perspective without immediately forming your own counter-argument. Acknowledge their feelings. Use phrases that show you hear and validate their emotions. Example phrases: I understand how you feel. That sounds challenging, frustrating, exciting. Use empathetic phrases. I can imagine that must have been difficult. That makes sense. I'm sorry to hear that. For negative situations. I'm so glad to hear that. For positive situations. Avoid dismissing their experience. Acknowledge their feeling first. Try to see from their shoes. Mentally put yourself in their situation. Let's practice empathy. Imagine a friend tells you this: I worked so hard on that presentation all weekend, but my boss barely looked at it. How would you respond empathetically? Say it out loud. Superb! Empathy is the glue that holds powerful conversations together. Skill 6. Storytelling and anecdote sharing. Making your English memorable. Humans are wired for stories. The ability to tell a simple, engaging story in English makes your communication far more interesting, relatable, and memorable. It helps you connect with listeners on an emotional level. Make your explanations more vivid and easier to understand. Keep your audience engaged. Practice using various tenses and descriptive vocabulary naturally. How to practice storytelling in English. Start small with micro-stories. Narrate very short, simple events from your day. Focus on the core elements. Who was involved? What happened? Where? How did it end? What was the main point or feeling? Use descriptive language. Even simple adjectives and adverbs can bring a story to life. Practice varying your pace and intonation. Speed up for exciting parts, slow down for important details. Rehearse aloud. Practice telling your story, focusing on the flow and key phrases. Let's practice storytelling. Think of something interesting or funny that happened to you recently, even if it's small. How would you tell that story in 2 to 3 sentences? Say it out loud. Great! Storytelling makes your English come alive. Skill 7. Summarizing and synthesizing. Condensing information. Effectively summarizing involves distilling main points from longer content into a concise overview. Synthesizing means combining information from multiple sources to form a new understanding. These skills are essential for showing deep comprehension. It helps you ensure you've grasped the core message of a longer discussion. Demonstrate your analytical skills. Save time by efficiently conveying key information. Reinforce your understanding of complex topics. How to practice summarizing and synthesizing in English. Identify key ideas. Pinpoint the most important concepts, arguments, or information. Use summarizing phrases. Practice starting your summaries with clear English phrases. Example phrases. To sum up, in a nutshell. The main takeaway is practice with varied content. Summarize news reports, articles, or team discussions. Focus on conciseness. Eliminate repetitive information. Seek feedback. Ask if your summary was clear, accurate, and concise. Let's practice summarizing. Listen to this description. The company faced declining sales due to outdated marketing strategies and a lack of innovation in their product line. Employees reported low morale, and customer feedback indicated dissatisfaction with support services. Therefore, the leadership decided to implement a complete overhaul, investing in new technology, training staff, and launching a fresh brand image. How would you summarize the main problem and the main solution in one or two clear sentences? Say it out loud. Excellent. Summarizing is a key skill for clarity and efficiency. Skill 8. Giving and receiving feedback. Fostering growth and understanding communication isn't just about sharing your own thoughts. It's about helping others improve and being open to improving yourself. This involves both giving constructive feedback gently and receiving it openly. It helps you help others improve their work or communication. Show respect and professionalism. Improve your own skills by understanding others' perspectives. Build a culture of open and honest dialogue. How to practice giving and receiving feedback in English. Giving feedback constructively. Be specific. I found the introduction of your presentation a bit unclear instead of your presentation was bad. Focus on behavior, not person. When you interrupted, it made it hard to follow versus you are rude. Use I statements. I felt confused when, instead of you made me confused. Offer solutions. Perhaps you could try. Balance positives. Start with something positive, then offer an area for improvement. Receiving feedback openly. Listen actively. Don't interrupt. Ask clarifying questions. Could you give me an example of what you mean? Thank the giver. Thank you for that feedback. I appreciate you telling me. Avoid justifying. Your first goal is to understand. Reflect. Think about the feedback later. Let's practice giving feedback. Imagine a friend gave a presentation and the ending was a bit rushed. How would you politely and constructively give them feedback? Say it out loud. Great. Giving and receiving feedback are essential for continuous improvement. Skill 9. Adapting to your audience and context. The chameleon of communication. Effective communicators adjust their language, vocabulary, formality, complexity, tone, based on who they are talking to and where. It helps you sound appropriate and respectful in different settings. Ensure your message is understood by diverse listeners. Build rapport. Avoid misunderstandings. How to practice adapting to your audience in English. Identify the context. Is it formal, job interview? Informal, friends? Semi-formal, colleagues? Consider your audience, their knowledge level, your relationship, and general cultural background. Adjust language. Formal. Use formal words, complete sentences, Avoid slang. Informal. Use contractions, common slang, shorter sentences. For beginners, use simple words, short sentences, repeat key ideas. Vary tone and pace. Speak slower and clearer for someone struggling. Let's practice adapting. Imagine you need to explain active listening to two different people. A, your 8-year-old cousin. B, a new colleague who is also learning English. How would you explain it differently to each, focusing on vocabulary and complexity? Say it out loud. Fantastic. Adapting your language shows respect and makes you truly effective. Skill 10, managing disagreement and conflict, communicating respectfully. Conflict is natural. The ability to express disagreement or navigate a difficult conversation respectfully is a highly advanced communication skill. For English learners, this means choosing the right phrases to avoid sounding aggressive or rude. It helps you express your viewpoint clearly without damaging relationships, promote constructive dialogue, maintain professionalism, show maturity and emotional intelligence. How to practice managing disagreement and conflict in English? Start with agreement or acknowledgement. Find a point you can agree on or acknowledge their perspective. Example. Phrases. I understand your point about X, however. That's a valid point, but I have a slightly different perspective. Use tentative language. Avoid aggressive or absolute statements. Example phrases. I'm not sure I completely agree. Perhaps another way to look at this is focus on the issue, not the person. Discuss ideas, not individuals. Propose solutions. If you disagree, offer an alternative. Listen more than you speak. Give the other person ample time to respond. Know when to agree to disagree. Politely acknowledge that you won't agree. Example phrases. We seem to have different views on this, and that's okay. Let's practice managing disagreement. Imagine someone states, I think the only way to solve this problem is to fire half the team. You strongly disagree. How would you politely express your disagreement and perhaps suggest an alternative? Say it out loud. Excellent. Managing disagreement respectfully is a mark of a truly skilled communicator. Your action plan for communication mastery in English. You've learned 10 essential communication skills that will transform your English interactions. But learning is just the beginning. Consistent application is where the magic happens. Here's your action plan for truly mastering communication in English. Conscious practice in daily English. Choose one skill per week. Focus deeply. Identify specific moments to practice. Narrate your thoughts using phrases that promote clarity or empathy. Record and review. Your personal communication coach. Use your phone's voice recorder. Record. Speak for 2 to 3 minutes on a simple topic. Review. Listen back. Focus on clarity, conciseness, tone, and engagement. Identify one area for improvement for the next recording. Seek specific feedback on your communication style. Ask a language partner or teacher for targeted feedback. Example questions. When I was explaining X, was I clear? Did my tone sound appropriate when I said Y? Observe and mimic native speakers beyond words. When watching English TV YouTube, pay attention to their body language, facial expressions, tone, and how they listen. Try to mimic these elements during your practice. Patience, persistence, and self-compassion. Improving communication is a journey. Be patient with yourself. Celebrate small victories. Don't be afraid to try, even if you make mistakes. That's how growth happens. You've done an incredible job today, embarking on a path that elevates your English by focusing on communication. Mastering these 10 skills, active listening, clarity, nonverbal cues, effective questioning, empathy, storytelling, summarizing, feedback, adapting, and managing disagreement is a continuous process. This journey makes your English richer, more vibrant, and undeniably fluent. You're not just learning words, you're gaining insight into human interaction and how native speakers truly connect. This is where genuine fluency blossoms. If this episode brought you substantial value, please give us a thumbs up now. Your support is invaluable. It helps our channel grow and reach more dedicated learners like you. And now, I want to hear from you. Which communication skill will you focus on practicing first this week? Share your thoughts, challenges, and questions in the comments below. Your input helps us create valuable content for our community. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, English in Moments. Hitting that bell icon ensures you never miss a new episode. We're here consistently to help you on your English learning journey, providing insights, tips, and guidance. You can also find more resources and past episodes right here to continue your progress. Keep practicing, keep immersing yourself, and keep embracing the rewarding journey of mastering English. I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode. Happy learning, everyone!